if you want to get rich quick in a week, this is not the video for you. So click off right now so you don't waste your time. My name is Lucas, and I'm able to save my entire salary, and I'm going to explain how. Let's get started. So the first thing I do is I keep my living expenses very low. This is not cool. It's not sexy, right? But I keep my expenses as low as humanly possible. And how I do that is I track my expenses on a spreadsheet. And I'm very careful with where I spend my money. So instead of going out to the bars and blowing $100 on the weekend with drinks, I stay home and I would buy my own beer instead. So doing things that you don't necessarily want to do is going to be extremely crucial if you want to be able to save your entire salary as well. Okay, so I keep my expenses low. I have a used car that I bought for cash, so no financing, no car payments. I don't have a mortgage. I currently live at home with my parents. I can feel the frustration emanating from you right now because a lot of people out there aren't living at home. They're renting. And I'll tell you, as a 25-year-old guy living at home, while it is, I'm very grateful for that opportunity, it is sometimes a bit of a kick to the ego. But I'm doing this so that I'm able to save and invest so much money, which is going to propel me faster and faster and faster towards my goal of financial freedom as early as humanly possible. So the second thing I do to be able to save my entire salary is I actually make money outside of my 9-to-5. How do I do that? Well, I have a bit of a side hustle, and that side hustle is another YouTube channel. So I actually have a gardening YouTube channel aside from this one. Generates me some decent ad revenue every single month. And this channel is seasonal, so every month isn't always the same amount, right? Some months I make a lot more than others. Usually in the springtime, right? We're heading into March. Well, we're already in March and we're going to be going into April. This is when my income starts to ramp up. And what I do is I save that money. I put it aside in a high interest savings account. And so that way I have that money that I can be basically living off of throughout the year. So having a side income on top of your 9-to-5 is one of the fastest ways to grow your wealth because you'll have all this income coming in from your job that you're then able to save and invest. So I highly recommend having at least 2 streams of income, okay? That is literally the only way you can do this unless you're living for absolutely nothing. I'm still paying my bills. I still have car insurance. I pay my phone bill. I pay for some food. I do have some costs, some expenses that I do incur month to month, but my side income is able to offset that for the most part. I'll be completely transparent. For the last 2 months, maybe less than 2 months, I actually had to take out a bit of money, a bit of a loan from my line of credit. So because I was actually investing too much, like I was investing my entire paychecks, and so I actually ran out of my reserve fund from my YouTube channel because my income wasn't quite high enough. And so I had to basically bridge that gap with a line of credit temporarily. And now that my YouTube channel is going to be increasing in income, I'm going to be fine, right? It's going to, I've been able to pay off my line of credit now, and I'm good to go hopefully for the rest of the year. And I'm also working on building an additional income stream, which is this YouTube channel right here. But having a side hustle or another income source is critical, okay? So I know it's not easy to do. And a lot of people talk about side hustles and how you can make, $10,000 a month online. It's not that easy, okay? I'll be completely honest with you. It's really not. It is possible to make money online, but I can tell you firsthand as someone who, has made money online for the past several years, it's not easy. It does take up a lot of upfront effort to get the ball rolling. But this is something I recommend everyone does on top of their 9-to-5 job. And so I want to speak more to how I'm able to keep my living expenses so low, so dirt cheap, aside from the fact that I'm living at home and I'm driving a car that I paid for with cash. So again, I don't go out and buy expensive things. I don't buy new clothing. If I want an article of clothing, I'll ask for it for my birthday or for Christmas. And I'm just very conscientious with where my hard-earned dollars go. I don't completely choke myself out. I still do, buy beer occasionally. I'll go out on dates. I will, I'll spend a bit of money on food and restaurants occasionally. But for the most part, I'm very tight with my money. I'm very good with managing my money and not wasting it, right? And there's this old saying I really like, waste not, want not. So I don't waste money. And as a result, I'm able to use that money to invest. And how do I invest? Well, every paycheck I have an automated payment that goes out from my checking account and pushes money into my brokerage. So my paycheck goes into my checking, then it zooms out that same evening on Friday, goes into my brokerage account, which is online, and then from there, I'll go in the following Monday because it usually takes a day to settle, and so the markets aren't open on the weekend. I'll go in on Monday, I'll log into my brokerage account, and I have an allocation of ETFs that I buy. It's very simple. I just have, a few different ETFs. I just click buy on Monday. It takes me like 5 minutes, and then I've invested my paycheck, and that's it. And I just do that every 2 weeks. And so saving is one thing, but you need to be growing your money as well. So investing is another part of that equation. So it goes income, saving, investing, right? These are the three pillars. So you want to maximize your income, obviously. So do that through promotions, getting a higher paying job, ideally, stacking credentials, and then building your side hustle, your business, your brand, whatever it may be on the side. Having a very high savings rate by keeping your expenses super low, and then investing automatically every time you get paid. And this is really what I'm doing, right? It's very simple. I don't day trade. I don't do any fancy stuff. I'm not, I wouldn't say I'm like super smart at finance or whatever. Like, I don't understand how short selling works or anything like that. But I've learned all this stuff from books, okay? And that's what I'm hoping to teach you guys on this channel, is how I go about this, right? How I learned to manage my money and take you on this journey that I'm working towards of becoming financially set up for life so that I have future optionality, right? And with investing, this is something that you want to do as early as possible. So ideally, you start, in your late teens, early 20s, and you just invest as much as you can for like 10 years, right? And then reassess. So that's my plan. My plan is I'm going to invest hardcore. I'm going to build up my side income, get promotions, hopefully, and, build my career, just make more money and continue to invest. And then once I hit 30, I'm going to reassess my situation and say, look, is this do I want to continue my current investment strategy? Maybe I want to purchase a property and, so that I can raise my kids in a house. I don't have it all planned out. I don't have it all figured out right now, but I know that I'm going to stick to it and I'm going to see it through. And that's one of the things too. You have to have kind of a plan, a rough guidelines of, okay, I'm investing X amount per month and I'm just going to keep doing that no matter what. So I set a goal for myself. I'm going to invest X dollars a month. And like I said before, if I don't have enough cash coming in to sustain that, I will, if I have to, it's not ideal, but I will actually borrow a bit of money from a line of credit. So it's low interest. I don't really recommend you do that if you can help it. I'm a little overzealous, but that's basically how I'm able to save and invest my entire salary. Technically, it's more than my salary, but and this is all after tax as well, right? I'm still paying taxes, obviously. So I'm investing my after-tax dollars, and I hate taxes. I live in Canada. They're the worst, okay? They're super high here. So if you don't live in Canada and you're thinking about moving here, just know that you're going to get clocked in the head by tax. So hopefully the government doesn't come after me. But anyway, I just kind of wanted to make this video. Hopefully it helps some of you out there, and just start investing as early as you can. It doesn't have to be your entire salary like I do, but it could be, even like 30-40% would be great. Try to get, save as much as you can. A lot of people say aim for 10%. I personally think that's way too low, unless you plan on working until you're 65. In that case, you might be okay. But in this economy, I would say aim for 50% plus of your income to be socking away and growing for the future. So I'm going to sign off now. I'm in a really awkward position you can't see because I'm squatting right here because it's super cold outside. You might have noticed the snow. I'm wearing a jacket. But I'm going to go inside and I'm going to get warmed up, and I'm going to call it a day. But hopefully your investments, hopefully this inspired you to start investing and to really start focusing on your finances, because I think it's really going to help you and move you towards the life that you want. So yeah, that's it for me. Cheers. See you in the next one.